Synchronicity. It's such a fascinating word. What does it actually mean? Synchronicity is where there's such a little cluster of events or some happening which is so coincidental that coincidence doesn't really cover how it feels for the person who's experiencing it. So it's so bizarre and out there and feels like it's coming from the left field, that it's coming from something bigger than ourselves. And the person who's feeling it, it has deeper meaning for them than perhaps anyone else around them or anyone that they tell the story to. So synchronicity is one of those things which people often don't talk about. It's becoming more and more mainstream. More people are becoming aware of these synchronistic things that happen to them. Some people just can't handle it and they think it's nothing, it's just coincidence, and they dismiss it. But for people who embrace the idea that coincidence is a way of your higher self to point you in the right direction and to talk back to you, it's your reflection coming back to you from whatever it is you're giving out to the universe. So synchronicities are absolutely a proof that the law of attraction is working for you, or where it is working for you in your world. It's like talking about God and the 7 stages of understanding of God. Like Deepak Chopra wrote a book about it. I do believe it was Deepak. When people travel on their journey of life and they have these understandings of what God means to them or what they believe about God, they start off fearful and thinking it's coming from the outside. And by the time they've gone through the journey of realising how they're engaged in the process and their relationship with God or whatever is on the outside, they realise how much a part of it they are, which gives them power to be able to play back with God. You're playing with the universe. And synchronicity is the universe playing back. And sometimes the coincidences are so phenomenal and the things that happen as to feel as if there's such a higher intelligence watching out for us all the time, every day, every moment when we're out and about on our travels, whether we're noticing these things or not. I am feeling that the more we pay attention, the more we notice, the more incredible the synchronicities become. And we reach out for something on the outside to give us a sign. Sometimes that doesn't happen and we're so desperate for the sign, and then that feeling of desperation just blocks it. It's often when we're not expecting it, we're travelling along on our journey, we're going about our day-to-day business, not caught up in our mind, but we're just relaxed and we're free and we're in the flow of life. That's when these synchronicities happen. If you're living presently and in the moment and you're aware, you will notice. It might take a second or two for you to notice, but you will. If you're living in your head and you're just permanently thinking about what you've got to do when you get home, or what's for dinner, or when you're going to go to the shops, and all of your everyday business and information going on in your head, you're running that program at the front. You're going to miss the synchronicities. You won't notice. It's a shame because you will miss out on one of the most fun and life enhancing stages of life, where you get to notice and attach meaning to these events. Now, there are a lot of hard-nosed, scientific-minded people who will just dismiss that the love of spirit and the love of nature and the love of coincidence as, well, you're doing that to create meaning in your life, you're making it up. There's nothing there. You're imagining the attachment. You're imagining that's got any meaning. Well, no. That's really not true for the people that are experiencing it, but this is a reason why people don't talk about it. Yes, it's come from you on the inside, that you have manifested that on the outside. Your subconscious is setting about helping you find these patterns that have meaning for you. So you will look out for, maybe not even consciously, but if you've decided, for instance, when you see a blue flower, that's meaning for you from spirit, that's your spirit guardian angel letting you know that you're not on your own. If 2 people can walk down the street, you'll be the one that notices the blue flower. The blue flower's been there for everybody, but people just don't notice it, or they don't pay any attention to it, they don't attach any meaning to it. Does that mean that it's not true? Does that mean that the meaning and you're noticing it is any less important? just because it doesn't mean anything to someone else. No, it's the meaning it has for that individual, for that personal meaning it gives to them. And it's a difficult feeling to describe to people who have never experienced it. If you've never experienced anything strange or what seems to be out of this world, then you're not going to really understand or appreciate until you get into that position. And maybe some people never do. Maybe some people just live their whole lives not aware that there's greater meaning going on around us all the time. And the fun about this learning of what these synchronicities and coincidences mean, you can give them meaning, and so that there's an individual personal experience between you and the universe. So if you need help from your higher guidance and you want to know you're heading in the right direction, you know, when you see, say, two magpies, that means joy for you. If you've assigned that meaning and that's your belief that that is a symbol that you're going to have some joy come into your world, that's exactly what will happen for you. Not because you've created it, and there's a level of understanding which we just can't pin down. Scientists don't really know how the universe is here. They think it's some sort of hologram, and that there's a multiverse, and that there's a million things going on at once. Every single possibility is happening right now. So how can anyone tell you where this comes from? Whether the two magpies are a sign that joy is about to happen, or whether you seeing the two magpies mean that you're about to look around for something to be joyful about, or whether seeing the magpies is actually a symbol, a signal to you in advance that there will be something joyful to happen, or whether you then trot off looking for feelings of joy and feeling joyful, saying, oh, I knew it was that, it's those two magpies I saw. See, there are categories of these signs and synchronicities. There are signs that come to you as a reminder of spirit, just to remind you that you're not on your own. Don't mean anything is about to happen, nothing dreadful is about to happen, nothing brilliant is going to happen. It's just a reminder to keep yourself feeling positive and focused and on the right path, as in on the left path, really, because there are two paths. There's a left path and a right path. The right path is in your mind and doing the right thing that sets about life, material gains, wealth, acquisition. And then there's the left path, which is intuitive, and they're following the path of spirit and following your bliss, feeling as though you're doing what's right for you, regardless of what people around you are thinking or feeling about it, because it's personal to you. Some people can see all sorts of signs and symbols to help them on their path, to know which route to take. It's in your heart. It's a feeling. It's feeling that you are going in the right direction and ignoring the pull, perhaps, and pressure of society that try and drag you down the wrong path because they want to see you succeed and acquire material possessions. The second category of coincidences and signs can be for guidance, for showing you where to go, which way, which steps to take. When you need that, when sometimes you don't know which way to go and you're asking for a sign and you need some help and guidance, signs can show up for you to just confirm this way, go this way, go this way. So they call you in that direction. But also there's the confirmation sign. So you've already decided which way to go. Inside you've changed your mind, you've changed your feelings, you've set yourself a course, you're heading that way, and then bang, information from everywhere. People's conversations, people talk to you about what's going to happen, something that's happened to them, the coincidences line up, the names, the dates, the places, things that have happened to people. You'll just be surrounded with information. Once you're on the right path and you've made a decision and you've committed and you're intending to go that way, the universe will respond back with a floodgate of information for you to let you know you're doing the right thing. The flow becomes much easier and therefore bigger and more frequent, more often. And it's not just that you notice it or that you're looking for it. These things just show up out of nowhere. And that's when you feel, wow, look at that. And because you haven't even asked for it, it's just appeared. And then, of course, there's when you're on the wrong path. If you've taken... There's no such thing as the wrong path because you will learn something from every path. But if you head down a path and then it ends up in a dead end, all the things that happen, the obstacles, the things going wrong, the timing not being right, the people not turning up, people letting you down, things not working, those are all signs exactly the same, and they're synchronicities that are anti-synchronicities. So they're just letting you know that you're on the wrong path for you. This path is going nowhere. Do not carry on down this path unless you want to waste more of your time. And the way to change that is to get back in touch with your inner being, your higher self, line up your vibrations, do some meditation, feel good about yourself, refocus, recenter just how you're feeling, and then you set about your daily business, and things will start to flow harmoniously when you're heading in the right direction. And the things that aren't meant to happen for you will just fall away. There's nothing you can do to force things and make them happen and expect success from that. The only way for things to flow into your life and your world are easily, smoothly, and softly. And the guidance for knowing where the path is to use synchronicities and signs.